Hello everyone, welcome back. We are starting with the long answer questions in this video of our chapter number 4, that is the retirement and death of a partner. So let's see. Explain the modes of payment to a retiring partner. So the following are the modes of payment to a retiring partner. The first mode is if the amount due to the retiring partner is to be paid in lump sum, okay, on the day of his or her retirement, then the following journal entry needs to be passed. So every full money is going out right now. So the retiring partner's capital account will be debited with the full amount to cash or bank account. Retiring partners paid in cash. Next is, if the amount, the second way is, if the amount of the due to the retiring partner is to be paid in installment. The first one was what? The first one was lump sum, okay. So in lump sum, how we do? Just one single entry, full amount is being paid. But when we are doing in installments, then what happens? Then the balancing figure of his or her capital account is transferred to his or her loan account. In this case, the retiring partner receives equal installments along with interest on the amount outstanding. The following necessary journal entry is to be passed, that the retiring partner's capital account debit to retiring partner's loan. The entire amount is transferred to the loan account, and from that loan account, whenever the money is being paid, the loan account will be debited and the bank or cash will be credited. So retiring partner's capital account transferred to the retiring partner's loan account at the rate of dash percentage. And the third way, if the amount due to the retiring partner is to be paid partly in cash and partly in equal installments, okay, then a certain amount is paid in cash to the retiring partner on the date of the retirement, and the rest of the amount due to him or her is transferred to his or her loan account. The following necessary journal entry is to be passed. Retiring partner's capital account with the total amount due to retiring partner debit to retiring partner's loan account with whatever you are not paying to him, to cash or bank account which whatever amount you are paying right now to him. Retiring partner partly paid in cash and balance transferred to the partner's loan account. Next question we have here is question number 2. How will you compute the amount payable to the deceased partner? So the legal executor of the deceased partner is entitled to the balancing figure of deceased partner's capital account. So how will come to the balancing figure? The balancing figure of the deceased partner's capital account is derived after posting the below mentioned items in step number 1 and step number 2. These are the steps 1. The following items are posted in the debit side of the deceased partner's capital account. So on the debit side, credit balance of the deceased partner's capital account and or the current account, deceased partner's share of profit up to the date of his or her death, deceased partner's share of goodwill, just write down, balance of the capital or current account, share of profit up to date, share of goodwill, share in accumulated reserves and P&L, then share in gain on revaluation of assets and liabilities, deceased partner share in joint life policy. I told you earlier also what joint life policy is, interest on capital if any, and the last one, salary, commission, any other thing that he was supposed to receive. All these things will be shown on the debit side of the deceased partner's capital account. So all these things will be posted on the credit side. What all things? Debit balance of the deceased partner's capital or current account, amount withdrawn. Okay, I guess on this should be debit side and this should be. So these will increase his capital, these will decrease his capital. Okay, this is just make the correction. Then amount withdrawn in the form of drawings, interest on drawings, this is per share in loss, this is per share up to the date, okay, till his death, and deceased partner share in the accumulated losses of the firm. These are the things that you need to give or take from the deceased partner. How will you compute the amount payable? The legal, the legal executioner is still question number 2. The legal executor is entitled to the balancing figure, that is the excess of debit over the excess of credit. So everything that will go on the credit side will increase his capital, everything will go on the debit side will decrease his capital. Okay, and the balancing figure will be the amount that is to be paid to that person, the executor. Okay. Question number 3. Explain the treatment of goodwill at the time of retirement or at the time of event of death of the partner. So what we'll do with the goodwill at the time of retirement or at the event of death of a partner? The goodwill is adjusted among the partners in the gaining ratio. So what happens? Goodwill is what? Is adjusted in the gaining ratio with the share of goodwill of the retiring or deceased partner. Now, our accounting standards. What are accounting standards? Accounting standards are the standards given by the Government of India, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and these have been told by ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, to the MCA to the central government issues these accounting standards, how accounting should happen in India. So as per para 16 of accounting standard 10, it is mandatory to record goodwill in the books only when consideration in money or money's worth has been paid for. So only if money has been gone out and you have purchased goodwill, then only you can write goodwill, otherwise you cannot. You have to remember para 16 of AS 10. Why you have to remember this? Because this can be asked in the question or in the viva. Okay, when you are appearing for practical examination in your school. So para 16 of accounting standard 10 says that you cannot just write goodwill out of your own whims and wishes. Okay, I think my goodwill should be 10 crore rupees. You cannot do that. Only if you have paid 10 crores for it, you have, like the other firm worth was 5 crores and you have paid 15 crores for it because you desperately wanted to acquire that firm, to buy that firm, then you can write down 10 crore as goodwill, otherwise you cannot. So in case of retirement and death of a partner, goodwill account cannot be raised. There are namely 2 probable situations on which treatment of goodwill rests. The situations are if goodwill already appears in the books of the firm or if no goodwill appears in the books of the firm. So let's see the situation 1. If goodwill already appears in the books of the firm, what happens then? So step 1, write off the existing goodwill. I told you whatever goodwill is given in the balance sheet in the question, okay, write off it in the old ratio amongst the old partners. So if goodwill already appears in the old balance sheet of the firm, that if mentioned in the question, then first of all, this goodwill should be written off and should be distributed among all the partners of the firm, including the retiring or the deceased partner, in their old profit sharing ratio. The following journal entry is to be passed to write off the old or existing goodwill. All partners' capital to goodwill in which? In their old ratio. Old ratio. Okay. Step 2, adjusting goodwill through partners' capital account. So after writing off the goodwill need to be adjusted through the partner's capital account with the share of goodwill of the retiring or the deceased partner. Following journal entry, now old goodwill is gone, then retiring partner's share of goodwill, remaining partner's capital to retiring or deceased partner. In gaining ratio they will give to the sacrificing partner. So gaining partner's capital is debited in their gaining ratio and retiring or deceased partner's capital account is credited for their share of goodwill. Now, the situation 2nd, where no goodwill appears in the asset side of the balance sheet given in the question, there is no mention of goodwill, then just one entry. As no goodwill appears in the books of the firm, so the goodwill is adjusted to the partner's capital account with the share of goodwill of the retiring or deceased partner. So just the 2nd entry, remaining partner's capital to retiring or deceased partner in the gaining ratio. Yeah, done. Question number 4 we have here is, discuss the various method of computing the share in profit in the event of death of a partner. So in case of death of a partner during the year, his or her executor is entitled for share of profit up to the date of death of the partner. The share of profit can be calculated by one of the two methods. On the time basis, see, he was there for 3 months, okay, before he died, so 3 months profit should be given to him. So under this method, on time basis, profit up to the date of death of the partner is calculated on the basis of the last year or year's profit or average profit of the last few years. In this approach, it assumes that the profit will be uniform throughout the year. So what will be the profit for first 3 months will remain in the same way for the next few coming months. The deceased partner will be entitled for the share of the profit proportionately up to the date of his or her death. So share of deceased partner profit comes, we can calculate the previous year's profit or average profit multiply by time period. Okay, I guess it's not visible. Let me show you. Yeah. Now I hope it is visible to you. Yeah, previous year average profit multiplied by time period from date of balance sheet till death divided by either 12 months or 52 weeks or 365 days depending the date which is given of his death, multiply by profit share of the deceased partner. Second way is on the sales basis. Under this method, profit is calculated on the basis of last year's sale. In this situation, it is assumed that the net profit margin of the current year's sale is similar to that of the previous years. So, share of deceased partner, the S should come here. Share of deceased partner's profit equals to previous year's profit upon previous year sales multiplied by sales from the beginning of the current year up to the date of death multiplied by share of the deceased partner. That when you will calculate in while doing the numerical questions, you will understand it better. Sales from the beginning of the current year up to the date of death multiplied by sales of the deceased partner. Okay, this I don't know why it is again written. This should not. Okay. And the last question that we are starting, question number 5. Why a retiring or deceased partner is entitled to a share of goodwill of the firm? So goodwill is an intangible assets of a firm that is earned by the efforts of all the partners of the firm. After the retirement or death of a partner, the fruits of the past performance and the reputation will be shared only by the remaining partners. Thus, the remaining partners should compensate the retiring or the deceased partner by entitling him or her a share of firm's goodwill. And that is it. We have done this question in our short answer type questions as well. Now our short and long both are done. Now we are going to start with our numerical questions from our next video. Thank you for watching.